And welcome back. Hour number 2 about your house coming your way at the podcast studio called The Toolbox. What do you think of the Toolbox?
Great. Love it.
You think it's got potential?
I know it's got potential.
Definitely in the best part of town, wouldn't you say?
That's something I got here. Says, this is not a part I'm used to coming to.
I bet you've never been up here, have you?
I have.
You have been up here?
I have been.
Yeah. I bet you've done some work in some houses in this area.
Yeah. More with the old company than this.
Right. But
yeah, it's different. It's different.
But it's a good part of town. Every part of town of Charlotte. If you're inside 485, you're in a good part of town now. It's because everything's changing. But yeah, we're at the Toolbox up here in Derrida, the Derrida community. Some people call it Derrida, and those people are not native Charlotteans. This is Derrida. That's what it is. You ever been to Derrida, Richton?
Yeah, it's just the left of Dorita.
Just left of Dorita? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got Kevin Muir and Richton Cunningham at the board today. Mark Borjas over here sitting in his little place, too. We're finally getting it put together and making it work like it's supposed to, except we're without one camera today. But we'll get there, I promise you. Yes, sir. Well, speaking to Mr. Bruce Zaidman from American Wood Reface about, well, what he does. Carefree Remodeling as well, they do. Well, tell them what all you do.
Well, we do, between the two companies, do cabinet refacing, high quality, solid wood, Amish made doors, cabinet refacing. We use 1/4-inch solid wood for that, unique to the industry. Most companies use veneers and laminates. We do custom cabinetry. We build our own cabinets in our shop in Matthews. We do stock cabinetry. We do a combination. Anymore, the most common is we do a combination of some modifications, maybe stacking cabinets, building a new island, adding some more cabinets, and then refacing everything to match. That's the most common thing. We also do flooring, tile, countertops, quartz, quartzite, granite, and so forth.
What's your number one top people are using now?
Quartz is still, yeah. I got in quartz early, 2001, and when it was just really starting to come out in this area, and it was a hard sell back then because granite was really
yeah, granite really came to Charlotte in a big way, and then it kind of has shifted. Well, I like rock myself. I know quartz is supposed to be a better product, more sanitary, less porous.
Well, the thing about quartz is you've got literally zero maintenance to it. You never seal it, polish it, no special cleaners. It doesn't harbor bacteria. You can use it in a restaurant prep area if you wanted to. It's NSF certified. Doesn't stain. It doesn't scratch. It's very, very difficult to damage. It is natural. It's 93% natural quartz in most cases, and then it's made under heat and pressure with binders and fillers, colorants, resins, and so forth. And there's so many now. It's by far the most common. I've had it in my house now for about 25 years, 21 years, I'm sorry. And I have Silestone as a brand. It's one of the first ones out.
Constantino sells it.
Yeah, Cosentino Silestone, it's a Spanish company. It's like the day I put it in after 20 years. Quartzite's very popular. Quartzite's natural stone. Most of it comes from, different parts of the Taj Mahal is huge. It comes from Brazil. It's beautiful. It's stronger than granite. It does need sealing, so it has some more maintenance to it. It's very, very popular. I would say if for every quartz job we sell, every 10 we sell, we might sell one quartzite job. Very little granite anymore.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Granite's kind of tanked. If you got a rental property and you need something less expensive, granite is the least, well, like anything else, there's different levels. A level 1 granite is going to be a lot less than, or level 2 less than a quartz or quartzite. Quartzite's the most expensive of the three. Yet it's very, very popular. You know, the thing is about cost, and people don't understand this sometimes. We'll go out and buy a car for $50,000, $80,000, $100,000, drive it off the lot and lose $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000.
Right.
And they don't give it a second thought. When you're buying something for your home, if you buy the best, it's not a cost versus zero. You're going to spend something.
Sure.
So all you have to do is justify the difference. For example, if you want to put a really nice quartz in your kitchen, let's say it's $8,000, and you get granted for $6,000. It's not 8 versus 0, it's 8 versus 6. So you just have to justify $2,000. If you're in the house 5 years, what is that? It's nothing. It's a few $100s a year difference to have something that you really like. Now, if you're getting something ready for sale and just want to get it done, inexpensively, I do sell granite in those occasions, but very, very seldom. So just, you got to remember that people, they don't look at the whole picture. You want something that's going to last, you'll never have to deal with again. You won't have to replace it unless you get tired of it for some reason. And the quartz I have in my house looks like granite. It doesn't look like marble like the new ones do. But I'm not changing it out. I don't hate it. It's not what I would choose today. But
what's amazing in today's market in Charlotte is I go into a house, that big hood I told you I took down. That's in a $2 million house. Mm-hmm. That hood I took down, tomorrow morning we got to go put it back up. And what they did was they put new countertops. House isn't but 15 years old. And here they're putting new countertops, new backsplash, and everything in this kitchen. And everything I saw in that kitchen was spot on. I mean, it looked great. It looked like a new kitchen.
I can tell you, Ray, that I am shocked at some of the jobs that we do. I'll walk into a kitchen, and it's in perfect condition.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Right.
And we're ripping it out or refacing it. It's just because it's not the color they like or the door style they like. And this happens not on a monthly, this happens on a weekly basis.
I hear you. I've seen it.
And we're talking about, in some cases, they're, $5, $6, $7, $800,000 homes. Sometimes they're $2-3 million homes. But if people have the money, and they have, in my more money than sense in some cases.
Welcome to Charlotte.
Exactly.
Well, welcome to Charlotte, Richardson.
Absolutely beautiful. Now, the smart thing is they're not ripping out really good cabinets and putting in cheap cabinets. At least they're refacing the.
Oh, they're putting top products in there. Sure.
Now a lot of times we'll see good cabinets. We got crappy drawer boxes, so we of course put in dovetail, solid wood, undermount soft close glides, things like that. But
so when you reface, you can also put new drawer boxes.
Most of the kitchens we do, because it costs
new hardware, new everything,
new hardware, new moldings, crown molding, light rail.
So basically, you're giving them new cabinets with a facing job.
Exactly, and they feel like it's a new kit. We've replaced the drawer box, especially. A big thing is stacking cabinets. We do that every week. You've got 9-foot ceilings, and they got 36-inch cabinets in there.
Right.
So you got that big space up there. And what really gripes me is the builders, when they they have the 9-foot ceiling, put 30-inch cabinets in.
That's too much space.
Ridiculous.
That's crazy. They could have used full 42s.
Stacking cabinets is one of the most popular things that we do now. A lot of enlarging. We just finished a job in Ardrey. Beautiful, beautiful kitchen. They had a really odd-shaped island, so we gutted the island. We refaced we stacked cabinets on the rest of the kitchen to fill in that 18-inch space. They had I think they had 42-inch cabinets, 9-foot ceiling, 10-foot ceilings. And the custom island, now they've got this big functional island. And the nice thing about what we do is we're not there for weeks at a time. Most kitchens we do are done in less than a week, which is really nice. And you can use the kitchen literally when we leave, we clean everything up. You can use your kitchen every day. The only time, if we're putting countertops in and a new sink, we wait till the next day to do the plumbing.
When you do, and that makes sense, when you do a kitchen now, do people normally update their appliances as well? Curious.
Yeah, I'd say it's a lot of times what happens, people are forced into refacing because they went out, I'm getting new countertops. And they get new countertops, then their cabinets look crappy. And so what do? You can't tear out the new counter. You can, but it's expensive. So refacing is the only option. A lot of times they'll buy new appliances. They'll have new appliances already. But I would say that probably it's 50-50. They get new appliances. We're actually looking at a line of appliances to sell for that reason. So,
well, I'll tell you this, and I've told, and I'll say it again. First of all, if you're going to redo your kitchen, the first thing you need to do is, if you're going to upgrade your kitchen and you like to cook, and that's what a kitchen's for, after all, we eat there. We prepare our food there and prepare the meals. I've talked people into upgrading their range, their cooking appliance, to a Wolf or something higher quality than your standard, builder grade models, because you talked about you'll easily go and buy a new car and lose 10, 20, 30,000 driving it off the lot. Well, when you go into a kitchen and you invest $6,000 into a range, what's another $4,000 when you're talking about going to a Wolf?
Yeah, at long term, you have to look at it long term. Resale is important. I have a customer right now I saw last week, I believe, and he has thermofoil doors. They're all peeling, and his realtor told him he needs to do the kitchen to sell. They want to put the house on the market. He says, but now he's got cancer, and I just found out. So they don't know if they'll be there for a year, 5 years, 10 years. I said, look, you need, no matter whether you sell it or stay here, you need to redo these cabinets. The doors are falling apart. They look terrible. It's a nice house.
Right.
I says, if you don't move, you'll enjoy it. When you do move, you'll get way more than your money back than what you're spending.
Sure.
People walk into a house today, they think they need a new kitchen. They're not thinking $10,000 or $20,000. They watch the shows. The average price, now I haven't looked for a couple of years now, but you know how the Remodeling magazine does the cost versus value updates?
Every year.
Every year. Well, I haven't looked at it for probably 2 or 3 years, but I can tell you about 3 years ago, the average price of a mid-range kitchen remodel was about, in our area, because you go by area,
sure, is
about $54,000. High end, it's about $125,000. So people don't walk into a kitchen if they're buying a house. They I got to spend $10,000 or $20,000. They're thinking I got to spend $50,000. And the most refacing jobs are with new countertops and everything are way below that.
Well, you can't pull me an average number, and I know that because kitchens vary so much. But what would a range be for a reface job?
It's funny. When we do home shows and people come up and ask what's an average kitchen, let's go back 7, 8, 10 years ago. I'd say 8 to 12,000 is average. Now it's closer to 20.
Right.
And part of that is because we're doing more remodeling. Part of it, stacking cabinet. The more new you do, the more you're adding new, like a new island or new stack. That really brings the price up. But price in the last 6 years have gone up tremendously.
I know. Everything.
Tremendously. But not just because the cost of materials, but the labor cost, the insurance, the gasoline, every part that goes. They raised my rent. We have 8,000 square feet where I'm at.
Tell me about it. I know where you're going now.
$2,000 a month on my last renewal.
You and me and both. Mine went up $2,000 here. Ridiculous.
It's insane, but that's the market. So, let's say give somebody a price of $20,000 for a kitchen. They say, we really thought it'd only be about 15. I said, should have called me 5 years ago. It would have been.
Right.
It would have been 15. But look at your house. These houses have doubled in 5, 6 years.
Uh-huh.
I know my house since I'll give you an example. We have the location in Hilton Head. My son's there. I don't go down very often. We sold our condo in 2019 for $325. It's going for $700 now.
Wow.
Same condo. I'm kicking myself, of course, for selling it. Should have kept it and rented it, whatever. So the house,
Airbnb'd it.
Or something like that. Yeah. Well, mine you couldn't do short term, but
right.
could have rented long term. So my house was worth 6, 7 years ago, $450. It's worth almost $8 now.
Right. Welcome to Charlotte.
6 years.
Big problem in Charlotte is you can't sell it and turn around and buy something equal to it for the same amount of money.
Exactly.
And that's your big problem in Charlotte.
So you have to have a nice kitchen, nice bathrooms, get top dollar. Enjoy. My point is, one of my biggest, and you'll agree with this, pet peeves in the remodeling industry is living in a house for years and years and years, not doing anything to it, then fixing it up.
I'm glad you.
It.
Yeah, exactly.
That drives me crazy, and we do it all the time.
I know. And there was one of my customers out in Providence Country Club. For a long time, that kitchen was deplorable. It was MDF, and nice house, beautiful home, but the kitchen was subpar, to say the least. Well, time to sell. What's he do? remodels the kitchen.
Exactly.
And after he's done, he says, why didn't I do this 5 years ago?
Exactly.
I says, why didn't you do it 5, 10 years ago? Why didn't you? Well, I didn't want to spend the money and I didn't blah, blah, blah. But now they do it. It's beautiful. And it's and you need to do it while you live there so you can enjoy it.
Exactly. Now, the other thing, too, is this is a funny story. 6, 7 years ago, we had a guy over in off of Raymond Road. Can't remember the neighborhood. And he had very specific wants, he and his wife. They wanted canary yellow cabinets.
Canary yellow?
Canary yellow. They were I'll show you the pictures later. They were stick-built cabinets. We were able to, but they were short doors. We were able to open them up at the top, make them taller. We took out some stuff, moved stuff around. But the thing was, when they told me and they were very specific, they wanted these canary and a beadboard center.
Right.
And I said to them, I remember this like it was yesterday. I said, look, I'll do whatever you want. I'll give you pink cabinets if you want. But you always have to think of resale. So they said to me, we ain't going anywhere. They're going to take us out of here feet first. Okay, great. We do the job. Came out beautiful. Not my taste, but came out beautiful.
Still look good.
I get a call about maybe 3 years ago from the guy. And I got to know him pretty well. He actually did some drywall work in my office.
Isn't it amazing how friendly you get with your customers?
Oh, yeah, yeah. He says, Bruce, you're going to say I told you so. I said, oh, what's going on? Well, we're moving to Kentucky. And the house is up for sale. Everybody hates the yellow cabinets. What can you do for me? I said, well, I'm not going to say I told you so. But we don't paint cabinets. But I've got a guy that does. I referred him to him. He spent another $4 or $5 grand, got him painted white, and the house sold in a minute.
Sure.
And I tried to tell him, you have to think about resale because in Charlotte especially, people move a lot.
Yes, they do.
They move a lot. You mentioned Providence Country Club. We did a huge job. It took us almost a year to do. Every piece of cabinetry in that house was redone. Every bathroom, laundry room, kitchen. Very, very, very picky customer. Kept changing her mind. It was kind of a nightmare. She asked me, she's selling the house now. She wanted to do another house. I wouldn't work with her. She was awful. But
see, there are customers you don't want to work with.
Oh, yeah.
It works both ways. Matter of fact, there's a guy, you know Tom Talby, right?
Yeah.
Kitchen Tune-Up.
Yeah.
He told me, he says, we need to get a list together of customers of Charlotte. He was going to invest in that. It became such a problem. He says, some of these customers you can't work with.
I don't have a lot of, I had 2 at the same time. The last kitchen we sold, we did after when Black Lion was still on Park Road. The last one I sold.
Oh, yeah.
And it was my customer. I had him and then this woman in Providence Country Club. They have between the 2 of them. My son actually started dealing with her. And after 3 months, I had to take her. He was having a nervous breakdown. She had grown men crying. The plumber, they're like, no one would work for her again. And when she called me back to do the second house, I gave her the courtesy of going and looking at it. And I was able to use an excuse why I couldn't do it without hurting her feelings. My wife's gone through cancer at the time.
Sure.
And I had a medical situation. I called her back. I said, I'm not going to say her name. I said, look, I'd love to do it for you, but with my wife's condition and what I'm going through, we just can't give you the time and effort needed. She said, I understand, and that was the end of it.
Sure.
But you always have to think of resale when you do it. She did some things in that house that would make it difficult to sell in the kitchen, and there's no talking her out of it.
Right. Well, another thing I would do when you wanted to advertise on radio, I've been on a few years, 36, and I would ask, like you got a name of the worst customer you ever had? People say, why do you want that? Because, one, if you tell me you never had one, you're lying. Mm-hmm. Because every business out there has terrible customers that you can't make happy. And sorry, but they exist, don't they?
We made her happy. It was beautiful, but she was tough to work with. She tells us, ask my husband whatever he wants. We do what he says, and she didn't like. We have to redo it again. Terrible.
Well, you know what? I had one customer so bad, and she wouldn't let me take pictures of the job, and it was top drawer job. I put a glass block wall in the shower, a curved circular wall, and all this stuff. And we don't use glass block anymore, but there was a time and place for everything, I guess. She wouldn't let me take pictures. She was such a pain in the rear end that, I would never work for her again.
It happens. If you do any volume of work, it's going to.
That's right.
We've been really, I can say in all the years I've been in business, we've had never not collected on a job, which is good. I had one minor complaint with the Better Business Bureau a few years ago over a service call. And I'm talking 38 years. It's the only
No, you've got a great reputation.
And that's pretty remarkable when you consider the thousands of projects I've done. And it was a service where the guy was a pilot, and we had to replace a door and a drawer front on his Reface down in Greenville. And we'd call him up. Oh, I'm flying. I can't. We'd try over and over again. So we said, look, call us when you're available, because we do a lot of work down the Greenville area, and we'll come out and take care of it. All of a sudden, a complaint shows up on the BBB. I call him up. I said, what's this all about? He said, well, you haven't I said, we've tried a dozen times. You're supposed to call us. We went right out. We had his product in our warehouse for a year.
Just sitting there.
So we went out, took care of it. It's an answered complaint, but still, it's the only one I've ever had, because it's how you take care. It's not that you're not going to have problems. You will have problems. It's how you take care of them.
And also, back to what we said first hour, communication. I was on the phone this morning talking to two people that I told them I'd be in touch with them Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. So, we were on the phone calling them. And I told her, she said, you coming to me now? You on your way to see me? I said, no. I said, but I'll be there about 1 o'clock tomorrow. And she said, that'd be fine. But there again, communication. Absolutely. And then she thanked me for calling her.
Can we talk about
the number one thing that I hear in today's service market industry, which is what we do, right? Why won't they call me? Why won't they call me back? Why won't they show up? I mean, service in this city right now is absolutely deplorable for the most part. Now, I'm not saying every company, but I hear it more times than not. And I also hear a lot of I had to get rid of them. Mm-hmm. They came and they were here, and I had a plumber here at my house yesterday, broke my kitchen faucet. Then he left and didn't come back.
You know Barry Clemens, right?
Very. Okay. Of course I do.
So Barry moved to Wisconsin.
Yes, he did.
He sold his condo to Mark from Maid Brigade.
Oh, yeah.
He bought his condo.
Okay.
So Mark didn't like the kitchen, so I redid the kitchen for him. Loved it. And I'm friends with Mark now. I'm trying to lease his building, actually. And he refers to a neighbor. I went and saw her, gave her a quote. She loved what we did for Mark.
Sure.
And she winds up going with somebody else. Didn't call me back, tell me she had, but I found out. About 4 months ago, she walks into our showroom. Didn't want to talk to me. She wouldn't talk to me. She was embarrassed. Talked to Stephanie. I want somebody to come back out. We had somebody else do the kitchen. It's horrible. We're really unhappy with it. And Mark had told me about it, too, because they're friends. So I had my son Jim go out and meet with her. And we just redid the kitchen, finished it maybe 2 or 3 a month ago, whatever it was. Very, very happy now. Mark called me, told me she's thrilled. I had another one where they hired a contractor to do a bunch of remodeling over in Ballantyne, really nice house. Now this is probably in the last 6 months. And the guy gutted the kitchen, built all custom he built them in the backyard, the boxes. Made the doors himself. It was horrible. And the customer, needless to say, kicked him off the job. So he actually got our name from a competitor because they want to try and salvage the boxes he put in.
Right.
And then just reface and put new doors on, which we wound up doing for him. It came out magnificent. So I had 2 customers in a very short period of time, within a month of each other, that had to have us come in and redo. And they paid a lot. Well, they didn't pay him because it was horrible. Well, from your I've ever seen.
From your vantage point, how could that could be prevented? How could that type of work be prevented? When you say calling referrals,
yeah,
or checking, doing your homework and due diligence.
Some people don't realize they're getting bad work. I don't know. You'd think so.
All right. On that note, I'm sorry to say what I'm about to say, but it's a fact. People don't know what quality work is anymore because there's not enough of it out there. And that is really the case in certain situations. You know,
And all the things I've done over the years, and I've done additions, garages, siding, windows, roofing, ports. The hardest thing is kitchens.
Yes, it is. More detail.
It's all detail, and every job has to be perfect.
Sure.
You're in there every day working. They see if there's any flaws whatsoever, they're going to see it. They're going to call you back, or when you're done there, say, I don't like this, I don't like that. It's very, very difficult. A lot of, back in 07, 08, when things went sideways, a lot of builders got remodeling.
Yes, it is.
All of them failed.
Right.
Remodeling is completely different than new construction.
It sure is.
And most of them got in it.
Let's tell them what makes it different,
and they got out of it.
What makes it different is you're in someone's house.
They're
you
living
live
there.
with them.
That's part of it. Plus, you run into we just ran into a situation. We're working on it right now over in Ballantyne. We had a take out a big pantry, long pantry, didn't they? We're cutting it, make it smaller so we can put more cabinets in.
Sure.
And we didn't think it was a bearing wall. It didn't look like a bearing wall. We thought the wall on the other side of the pantry, it turned out it was a bearing wall. Okay. So we had to put in 4 16-foot LVLs.
Right.
From the bearing wall to the outside wall. We did it, took care of it.
Sure.
We solved the problem. It's beautiful. And we had to charge a little bit extra, but I didn't gouge them. You know, I just got our costs out of it to cover the cost of labor and material. But you never know what you're going to run into with remodeling. It's different than new construction. So most people that were in new construction, got into remodeling, had to get out of it, lost their butt. The other thing is companies that get into kitchens that were not in kitchens before. When I first started out, there was a siding and window guy in town here I became friends with. And he took a franchise for cabinet refacing called Facelifters.
Yes.
And they were high pressure, hard close, canvas leads. But at that time he did TV with this facelift. He was on Phil Donahue, I'll never forget. And I said, you're not going to make it in this business. I said, why? And they traveled a lot. They went all over the place. I said, because it's not siding and windows. It's people's kitchens. And I swear this is the true story. He called me back in about 6 months. He said, Bruce, take this off my hands. I said, what's the matter? We can't collect on a job. We cannot collect on a job. Every job's been a nightmare. And he walked away from it after 6 months.
It's a different bear. I loved it.
It's totally.
I think remodeling was absolutely, and you know what made it great for me? People.
Oh, it's absolutely.
People. See, when you're a remodeling contractor, you literally go in, you become part of that family. And on that note, you as a customer, if you tend to or want to hire a remodeler, you better know you're going to get along with him because he's going to be part of your family.
Exactly.
And all his workers are actually part of your family because we'll feed the dog, we'll check on your cat, we become part of your family. And that's a major factor right there.
Right. Now, we're here to educate people, right?
That's what we're doing.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
Absolutely. Please do. Which one?
Well, this is a big one because it's really, really, really bothers me. I know it bothers you. Price gouging, false advertising. People need to get smart. Nothing's free. I'm going to talk about, particularly right now, the window business. Okay?
I'm glad you hit on that because I was going to ask you a window.
Buy one, get one free. Buy two. Now we're doing buy 4, get 4, which is the same as buy one, get one free. Nothing is free. What the companies do is they jack up their prices, outrageous prices, and try. I had a job. I'm not going to say what it's a national brand, supposedly factory direct. We'd done their bathroom cabinets. They were talking to my sales rep, Tim, up there and saying, I'm getting quotes on prices. They're so high. I went and met with them. 26 windows. And I'm going to say what the company is, but I'll tell you later. They showed me the quote from this company. I did 26 windows. The front ones were two-tone. They were almond outside, white inside. The rest were all white. Complete installation, exact same job as they were doing. I did under $20,000, right?
120.
No, my price was under $20,000.
Under 20,000.
This
For
other,
how many windows?
26.
My goodness.
This other company their retail price was $96,000. But we're factory direct and we have buy one, get one free. They came down to $48,000. And if you bought today, it was $44,000. I have the quote in my car. I show it to people all the time. This is not uncommon. I ran into the same people at a home show and I played dumb because we were just showing our cabinets. I said, yeah, I used to sell. This was up in the Triad area. I says, we sell windows. What are you guys getting? Oh, we're about $1,700 for a vinyl window now. Now that's after the buy one get one free or buy two. It's all nonsense. It's all smoke.
Oh, I know it's nonsense. I've seen it for years in Charlotte. I can't stand window salesmen.
It's not. It's just not.
I'm talking high pressure,
one-time close.
one-time close.
What most of these companies do is, and there's more and more of them showing up in the Charlotte area.
Horrible.
They loan the salesman the lead for the day, and if the salesman does not sell that job, it goes back to the house, to the company. They have a rehash guy. If the customer calls back 2 days later and says, hey, we want to move forward, they're cut out of the deal. They have to sell it that day or they get no commission. And they know that. That's why
That's what I hate about high pressure
they get
sales.
thrown out of houses. I've heard of people calling police because they won't leave. The joke is they're going to bring their pajamas with you because they're going to be all night until you throw them out or you say yes. And then somebody will say yes and they cancel the next day because the ether
Right,
wore
refuse.
off. Yeah, you got a 3-day. Remember that, folks. You have legally a 3-day rescission right on any in-home contract, except for holidays, weekends, and holidays. So if you sign a job on the dotted line on Monday, you have 3 days to cancel it legally, and there's nothing they can do about it. That's one of the problems. The other problem is the so-called same as cash financing. Banks do not loan money for free. Somebody has to pay them. So when they tell you you're going to get 12 or 24 or 36 each month of free money with no payments and no interest, it's built into the price and it ain't cheap. Just so you know that.
Right.
You're better off getting your own financing, getting a better price. If you see car dealerships, for example, it's always 0% for 6 months, or you get a discount, right? Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not both. You can't do both. Credit card fees are a big issue now. We now have a cash price, and then we have a credit card. We do charge more for credit cards.
And should. Yeah, every business today, restaurants, everybody's doing it.
It used to be legal. You couldn't do that. Now it's legal now. What a lot of companies do, they build into the price. Everybody pays that extra percent. Usually it's about 3% for a credit card fee. They pay it. Everybody pays it. Even if you don't use the credit card, if you pay by check. What we used to do is we had it built in our price, and we'd give them a cash discount if they didn't use it.
Sure.
I'd say, look, I can give you the 3% or I can give the bank. I don't care. One of you is going to get it.
Somebody's got to pay it.
So if you don't use your credit card, I'll give you the 3% discount. Now we don't do that anymore. We reversed it this year. We go cash price. We add the percentage for the credit card. It's fair.
Sure.
So people that are not using credit card don't get penalized.
Well, it really boils down to high pressure sales. That's really what we're talking about here.
Sure.
And that window business, siding, same thing, and even roofing falls in that same high pressure sales.
The gutter business is another terrible one. Oh my gosh, when I had the gutter company, we had you saw it. You know what gutter shutter was? It's a great product. Still, it's the best product on the market. A big national brand, probably one of the oldest ones. Sometimes they were triple our price. I had a customer I just sold.
It starts with a nail?
Yes. I had a lady.
Ends with guard?
I had a lady. I try not to. I had a lady.
I know which product you're talking about.
A couple months ago, she spent with that company $12,000 to put that gutter system on her house. It was a tiny little ranch. At most, it should have been maybe $4,000. And this was a woman, 80-some years old, fixed income, crappy little house, and she spent $12,000 to put gutters on that house.
That's ridiculous.
The other one, since we're on the subject, is the filters. They were great for a while, but here's the dirty little lie about that. They say you never have to clean your gutters again.
That is total bull.
You don't. You don't have to clean your gutters. It'll keep the stuff out, but you do have to clean the screens because all the crap off.
Sure, silt clogs the screens up.
Clogs the screens up.
Well, but that one gutter you told me, starts with a nail.
Yeah.
They say it never clogs. That is total bunk.
Well, they say if it clogs, we'll clean it out.
Yeah, but they do clog.
Yeah,
and everybody buys that product thinking you won't have gutter issues.
Yeah.
That is not true.
That's why I got out of the gutter business.
I don't doubt it.
Because it was just a terrible business. It was people. You can the thing with the hoods, and the hoods work until they don't.
Exactly.
And when they don't is when the nose of the hood gets dirty, real dirty.
Sure, it looks terrible.
Surface tension gets broken. The water doesn't go
slides right over it.
Slides right over it. So 5 years, 6 years after the job's installed, you get a call. My gutters aren't working. Really? They worked up until they worked fine. Well, now they're not working. Well, what happened? Have you ever cleaned them? Just the nose of the gutter? No, we never have. Think about putting new windows in your house and never washing them.
I know.
Or eventually you're not going to be able to see outside.
For some reason, if they say
there's maintenance on all of them.
Everything, nothing's maintenance free. Nothing you buy is maintenance free.
Quartz countertops are. They
require cleaning them a little bit if you want them to look pretty.
Wiping them down, that's not maintenance, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not maintenance.
That's the only thing I know of that is
pretty maintenance free.
Pretty maintenance free, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, these gimmicks, like you're saying, they've been
high price. You know what the biggest home improvement company in the United States is today?
What?
It's a gutter company.
Gutter company.
I'm not going to say which one, but it is.
Same one we're talking about, probably.
No, they're way bigger than them.
Oh, what? Way bigger?
They have their own NASCAR team.
Oh, okay. I still don't know who it is because I don't keep up with NASCAR anymore, but that's okay. Okay, that.
Biggest in the entire country is a gutter company.
Closer to the mic. There you go.
Sorry.
That's all right. But all these high-pressure sales areas, windows, a lot of high-pressure sales.
Let's go back to the cabinet refacing business.
Okay.
There's 3 or 4 new ones in town here. All of them are high-pressure, one-time close, very, very expensive for low-quality products. I have 3 examples, and these are absolute true, and I have the proof, okay?
Right.
Had a customer off Sardis Road not too long ago, walked into our showroom, 7 minutes from my showroom. He had a quote from somebody, thought the quote was too high, real high pressure, big discount if you signed today, didn't think the quality was great. I went and met with him. I happened to be there, so I went and met with him. My price it was a big kitchen, all new drawer boxes, pot drawers and all that. $24,500. This other company using thermofoil doors and veneers was $44,000. They were $20,000 more than us for junk. The second one, we just finished an Indian gentleman over in Ballantyne. It was a referral from another customer. We did a big custom island, had to do one whole section because they went to a bigger range. So it means we had to build all new cabinets, stack cabinets, ceiling. They were twice my price. They were almost $80,000 for that kitchen. I was rated 40. And the third one, recently, I had it about 2 weeks ago. We were 17.9. They were 20. This other one comes 20, almost 27.
Did you get these jobs?
I got them all. Oh yeah.
And they told you the customer shared that intel.
Gave me the quotes, or they shared that information with me.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. People have to be smart. For this job where they wanted $80,000, I could have gutted the whole kitchen, put all brand new cabinets in, all new quartzite countertops. Probably finished a bathroom for what they were in charge just for the kitchen. It's insane. Use your head, people. This ain't rocket science here, but get more. I recommend always getting. Even with us, get more quotes.
I agree.
Don't
At least
ever
2 or 3.
If your hairs are standing up on the back of your head, your neck, and you're feeling like I'm getting pressured to sign, the price seems too high, quality doesn't look all that great.
Right.
Get more estimates.
Well, let me go to one of my sponsors here a minute. ABS Insulating. Now, ABS Insulating, gutters, we talked about gutters, right? ABS Insulating's got a gutter division that they will not rip you off. They're not coming out there to sell you anything other than quality product done correctly. And one of the things we talk about a lot, and you can reflect on this too, is jumbo downspouts.
Mm-hmm. Very important.
Very important, man. If you're buying gutters, regular standard size gutters, get oversized jumbo downspouts.
They're literally twice the square.
Yes, and they will handle the water coming out of the hole.
And they look fine. They look good.
They do, and they work. And these standard regular downspouts, they suck.
A 2x3, a standard 3x6 is a jumbo.
Yeah,
and it's 2x3. 2x3 is 6. Are they 3x4?
They're 2x3.
2x3 and
there's a smaller one, and they're like 2x2 or something.
2x3, yeah.
That insert.
But
get the jumbo downspouts and ABS insulating. They'll come clean, service, maintain, correct. Anything you've got to do with your gutters, ABS insulating will take care of it. All you got to do is give them a call. Just Google ABS insulating, Charlotte, North Carolina. Although they are down on the coast as well. Great company, very dependable, and I've talked to customers myself personally after they've had ABS come out and do the work. Very pleased, they're well pleased, satisfied with not only the quality of the work, but the price as well, and that's ABS insulating. And I can't sit here and not talk about this when I talk about ABS insulating, and that's, once again, foam insulation. If you're remodeling, building, whatever you might be doing, or improving your insulation in your home, call ABS. Call ABS and ask them, what could you do as a homeowner to improve the efficiency and comfort in your house? And they have an air seal program. They've got many ways they can help you. So give them a call. That's ABS Insulating, located right here in the Charlotte metro area. And great company, do great work, and not only insulating, but gutters as well. And they do superior work on time, and they do a great job of communicating with you as well. So that's ABS Insulating, one of the sponsors of this here show. And once again, Kilo Exterminating. Due to the cold, I've mentioned this many times, when it's cold outside like it's been here the past week, and it's probably as cold as it's been in many years, you may want to go open your crawl space door. Just open your crawl space door, stand in front of it, and see if you feel any heat. If you've got hot air coming at you, you got duct work problems. And there again, something you may want to just take note of in this cold snap we've been having. And today I was told it's going to snow tomorrow. It ain't going to snow tomorrow. It's going to get up 41 degrees. You know. And by the way, what's your thoughts on this snow? You think it was geoengineered?
No, I don't think so.
You don't?
No.
I think beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's been proven already it was. Now you're going to say weather modification? Yep, that's what I'm telling you. And yes, I believe it. Call me a conspiracy theorist. Yep, that's me. I'll own it and be proud of it.
You love cloud seeding.
Cloud seeding's my hobby. You know, yeah. So, no. And I want to think... Well, it's true. I mean, like Helene going through the hills. Another one.
That was crazy.
Another one that was engineered. That was worse than crazy. That was, anyway. So, Bruce Zaidman, American Wood Reface. What's your plans for the future? You need help?
Always need help.
Let me ask you a question as far as help goes. I got to do a little talk about put tools in schools and what it's all about. Put tools in schools. The whole idea behind that, folks, and it's one of the sponsors of this here program, Put Tools in Schools, is a nonprofit. Originally, it came to be just to raise the awareness of the many opportunities and pathways there are in the trades. You're an employer, right? Do you need help?
We're always looking for good people.
If somebody walked in your office door and said, I would like to talk to somebody about getting a job, would you listen to them?
Of course.
Would you talk to them?
Absolutely.
Isn't that a pretty simple way of getting a job? How many people have ever done that with you, Bruce?
It happens.
It happens, but it's seldom, right?
Yeah. By the way, we also tried a couple of the agencies.
Yes.
No, the people they sent us, terrible.
Well, how are agencies going to get any better people than you could? That's something I've always wondered
They
about.
were terrible. The people, every person they sent, we worked them for a day or two and had to let them go. And the next one was just as bad. They did not work out at all.
Right. Well, I tell kids all the time, if you dress properly, look decent, have a great attitude and the willingness to show up on time and work, you can walk in the front door of any business, shake somebody's hand, look at them and talk to them and tell them how much you want to learn. Like Kevin Muir over there, he's wanting to learn more about cabinetry and remodeling, I bet you. And if he came to talk to you, and but the point is,
he's coming in today.
But the point is, if you have somebody walk in your front door, you would sure listen to them, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
And where has that gone? Where has the old school methodology of getting a job gone? Now,
security tackled me.
Security tackled you?
They got a restraining order the next day.
Are you serious? You're not serious. You're kidding me. Okay. But seriously, if you go into and I can name 5 electricians this very day who did just that. Mm-hmm. Walked in the front door of an electrical firm.
Depends on where you do it.
Of course it depends on where you do it. It's just like everything else. You go to a good company, reputable company, they're going to listen to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're probably going to hire you, or at least maybe try you out temporarily.
I have a grandson in Ohio. He's 20. I think he's 26 now. And when he got out of high school, didn't want to go to college, and he got a job with a big plumbing firm up there in Akron, Ohio.
Right.
And by the time he was 21, he had his own truck, doing really well, making good money, and found it home.
Yep.
I don't know how he got the job. I never asked him. Somebody referred him or whatever. But like I said, right out of high school, he went to work for this company.
And kids in high school today can get a job very simply by going to an employer, walking in the front door, and talking to someone face to face. Resumes don't work online. They don't work for the most part. Do you get employees that way? Do you go online looking for resumes? No. Of course not.
No. A lot of what we do is referrals from other employees.
It's what you hope to do.
Yeah, it's ideal.
Bruce calls me one time. He says, "Ray, I need a carpenter real bad." I started laughing at you, didn't I? I said, "You and about 5 other million people." I said, "The shelves are empty. The stock is gone. There aren't any more carpenters and cabinet makers, are there?"
Well, not young ones.
Of course not. They can't read tape measures.
Used to be his father to teach the kid, like Carlos, or one guy, his father was a carpenter.
Sure.
It's interesting. I'm second generation home improvements. My son Ben is third, and his son is 17. And we were talking the other day. He says, "I need him to work it for us, just so I can say we're 4th generation company."
Well, that's great. That's good stuff.
Whether he likes it or not, he's got to come to the shop and do something so we can tout being a 4th generation company.
Well, I'm proud to say my son can do he can do everything I can do. He's a mini me. And I got a grandson now that's 4 that's following right in line. Mm-hmm. And I know you say he's 4, but hey, he's 4. He knows what tools are, I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
So, but let me talk a little bit more about Put Tools in Schools and our mission here. Our mission is no different this year than it's been the preceding years, and that's to raise the awareness. The big challenge we're having with Put Tools in Schools is the one thing we had a time with for a year or two is getting CMS or the school system to reach out and desire a trades career day or have representation of the trades at the schools. Well, we've more or less conquered that issue. We've got, matter of fact, as of today, I'm going to catch the website up, and on the events page of the website, puttoolsinschools.org, there's a calendar, and on that calendar, there's some events. There are different high schools, elementary, the first year yet, they've reached out elementary schools and asked for a career day around the trades. Also middle schools, been in 3 middle schools this year. Middle school kids do not know what the trades are. Therefore, we need to be in elementary schools. Now, what are we going to, when you say we're in them, we need to show up at these schools with tools, with some engaging activities that capture their attention, not only their attention, but their minds and their hands, and let them do some small involvement, some task that involves your hand and critical thinking. And then get these kids, make them aware, not make them, but raise the awareness of the opportunities of what they're doing right there in front of you and the opportunities beyond that. These kids have no idea. But you ask them if they're going to college. Yeah, I'm going to college. What are you going for? Not sure. Then why are you going? To get a degree. In what? See, it's got this little cycle with it.
Can I...
Please add.
The satisfaction of building something with your own hands, whether it's for you or somebody else, is immeasurable.
I agree.
And I don't think they realize that, these young people today. Just
to
being
this
able
day,
to do something, if you have a home, being able to do it yourself, fix it yourself, or build something.
And look at the points you score with that significant other.
Absolutely.
Boy, men love a man with a tool belt.
But there is a tremendous satisfaction in creating something.
I agree. Yesterday, I had to go right here next door and cover a bed, a padded platform, you'd call it, called a bed, for a shower. Now, it took me 2 hours to cover that, but at the end of it, I was a happy boy. Look what I did, you know. And tomorrow when I go out and put that hood up, at the end of the day, you sit back and look at it. And there ain't many people they could call to start with to do what we do. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. I had one builder here in town called 3 HVAC companies to put her hood up. None of them wanted to do it. Yeah. What's with that? That's their wheelhouse, supposedly, right? But they didn't have the staff or the means to get it done. See, put tools in schools. We got to do it, folks. And like I said, if you're a business, any business, service industry, trades, and you want to help, well, show up. The event, first of all, go on the events page, click on the event. It has an RSVP button, you know, there. Just click on it, put your information, tell me you're coming, and show up and engage these kids. And we're going to be I guess the newsstand about this, because where else can you go and find out where you can go into schools and engage these kids? Where? Do you know of a place?
No.
Well, puttoolsinschools.org is going to be that place. And it's gotten to the point where the events are plentiful, but industry is not plentiful. Industry is not showing up. Industry is not getting involved. Well, how are we going to fix it? Do you know how we can fix it otherwise?
No.
Tell me how.
There are some companies I have seen, Ray, that are literally, I think HVAC companies, I've seen a couple of them, where they actually have their own in-house training and so forth.
Well, Costa's one. Morris Jenkins is one. All the major big brands, I know, all the major big brands have their own in-house sales training. Do you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Sales training.
Yeah.
Be careful, folks. We've talked about sales, upsells, and gouging. A lot of that goes on in the service industry. A lot. When you can sell a $20 part for $350, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And it goes on and on and on all summer long when air conditioners are running. You know what I'm talking about too, don't you?
We had a situation with my stepdaughter. Had a house, we'll make it real quick, a condo in by Stonecrest. And her heating or air conditioner wasn't working. She called one of the big companies.
Big boys.
Out, and they were in charge her. Oh, we got to put a new unit in. It's going to be $13,000. She called me. I said, Becky, absolutely not. I'm going to give you the name of a guy that I know. It's a reputable, smaller company, family-owned business.
Sure.
He came out there and says, I think we can fix this. I believe it cost her around $400. She lived there another 3 years, sold the condo, moved to Fort Mill with the same HVAC unit, and it got inspected, that they wanted to replace 3 years earlier for $13,000. And the first thing I said, Becky, even if it needs to be replaced, maybe 8.
Right.
13 is way too high. big company.
I get it.
A lot of
I get it.
advertising.
And there's another chance, another time that when you get a company to come out, like having a well go dry on you. You feel like you're backed in a corner and you're going to pay whatever it takes. Well, don't put yourself in that position, such as your daughter. Call another company. Call it maybe two more companies, because that ain't right. And you feel like you got to do something right now. You don't. You don't. Don't put pressure on yourself, and that's pretty stressful.
It is.
And it's high pressure. So just beware. And what we're doing here today, Bruce, been around a long time. I've been around a long time. We're two old school guys. We won't be here much longer, and everybody say, hoorah.
It's all about education.
It's information, education, experience, wisdom, and common sense, too. Oh, I forgot. Common sense isn't too common, is it?
No.
Get off film, boy.
Sounds too good to be true. It usually is.
These things right here.
There's a spam call I had to read.
I know. I'm just messing with you. These are the detriment to our kids right here. If we don't do something, we got problems. And, everything we're talking about right now is connected with technology. Everything. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Let's say we didn't talk about the AI, but
you want to talk about the AI?
I don't think we have time, do we?
We got a little time. What's your thoughts on AI?
Like I said, it's
we got 3.5 minutes.
very scary. And like I said, the one thing about I can tell people who are looking to get into our profession is
Get close to your mic.
One of the things I love about what I do, I used to go with my dad sometimes. I'm talking about in the late 50s, early 60s, going to take me with them.
Sure.
What I do today, we're talking a long time ago, okay, 60 years, is almost the same thing that he did 60 years ago. It hasn't changed. We have iPhones and computers now, and we have GPS. We don't have to look at maps anymore.
Sure.
But you're going in a home. I'm talking about sales.
Sure.
Now. Okay, sales and the carpentry installation, whatever it is. You go in a home, you sit down with people, you present your product, you make a sale, then you've got then it takes over there with the manager, comes out and measures. Nothing's really changed, and I love that because I'm a very old-fashioned person. I'm not a big one for change.
You can't change the people side of the business.
And I'm doing the same thing my father did back in the 50s and 60s.
And that can't change. It changed somewhat with technology and the fact you can go on the internet and find a company. You can find product.
Right.
You can do your due diligence and research around what they want to get done in the vast.
You get more information.
Yeah. You can even watch a YouTube video and see how it's all done.
Right.
So in light of that, but the people, you laugh.
So I'm laughing because that's why I'm not having my hip replaced. I made the mistake of watching a video of a hip replacement.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I think it's neat.
It's pretty scary.
Yep, it's amazing.
So,
but you watched a hip replacement?
Yeah, I did.
And said, no way?
Well, for right now.
Is your hips bad?
My right hips, they've told me it needs replaced. Doctor gave me prednisone about 6 months ago, and all my pain went away.
Yeah, it works.
Lower back and hip, no pain. It's amazing.
Wonderful.
1 week of prednisone. It was like a miracle.
Great. So you're still doing pretty good?
Now I'm not doing the hip replacement.
Right.
Someday, probably.
Well, Bruce, I appreciate you coming in and talking about your hip.
Always a pleasure, right? Always a pleasure.
800-489-4324. What's your website?
Woodreface.com.
Woodreface.com. That's
very simple.
And if you heard him on this show and you want to call him out, tell him you heard him on with Ray Terry. Just tell him you heard him with Ray Terry, and there you go. And if you want to hear this show, you can hear it this Saturday, Fox Sports Charlotte, and every Saturday on Fox Sports Charlotte, 9 to 11 a.m. Download the free app, stream us live anywhere. Or you can go on live every Tuesday around noon. Catch us live, streaming live on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, both About Your House Radio page and puttoolsandschools.org page. And are we downloaded to Spotify?
Oh, yeah, we're getting on there yet.
We're getting there. We're not there yet.
We got to get on there.
We'll be on Spotify and Apple Apple Music or whatever it's called. And with other platforms coming. Getting the bugs out, that's for sure. But for now, next week, we've got Landon File going to be in house. He's an 18-year-old homeschool guy, young man, actually, that's into remodeling, family-owned, second generation. We'll talk to him. So go spread some love, make it a great week, and we'll see you back here next week. That was it.
You're not wearing your boots